you visit them. I think, well, for uniform golf, calling all members of friends of Pennine for me, there's a digital net. The last one was 2024, in fact. So, well, a lot of people seem to be connected, but we'll go down the list from the top and just see who's really in or just simply connected. So, 2E0II in the group M0AG. Are you joining us this evening, Cap? In this time round. 0TVB in the group M0AG. Are you joining us this evening, Paul? Paul, M7CRM in the group M0AG. Are you joining us this evening, Chris? Chris G6 Lima uniform. Are you joining us this evening, Alan? Very real that. M0RO in the group. Good evening, Andrew. M0AG. Hope you're well. M0AUG in the group. M0RO. Yes, good evening, Jeff. Hope you're well. We're just sort of battling down again for yet more strong winds coming in, so it's a little bit relentless down here in sunny Minehead. It's been a bit chilly today. Temperature about 6 degrees, but it felt a lot colder than that in the wind, and we've had bits of rain. But apart from that, it's winter, and we just need to put up with it. When it's not raining, it's quite nice to get out, and even a bit latterly. So I think that's one quiet, though. Obviously, you've had a no show on the last call, so hopefully the next one after me should be all right. If you don't get hold of Dave, he may not be on. He asked for his wishes to wish everyone a happy Christmas. But he may be on tonight. I don't know, depending on how you get down the list. But back to you, Jeff M0. Eugene in the group. This is M0ROL.
M0AUG.
M0 Eugene in the group. Good evening again, Jeff and everyone from GM4JKZ. So you caught me in mid spaghetti bolognese, munching through my evening meal up here in the shack for a change. Temperature 1.4 degrees, 1.6 degrees. It's gone up slightly, and like Andrew, getting ready for the winds up here. We're looking at peaking around 65 kilometres an hour on Saturday over Sunday. So I thought I'd do the right thing and lower the air commander. Laid that down about an hour ago. And I think probably tomorrow I'll bring it into the workshop and split it all down and start rebuilding all the new elements. I've still got the inverted with 3,000 on it, so that'll do me fine for anything in Europe, local stuff. Radio-wise, worked the TLC Dizzy Ritty at the weekend. 40 contacts on Saturday. Sunday I was busy, so no contacts on Sunday, unfortunately. There were some interesting ones in there. UFT8 contacts as well last night. The thing I've been playing with, actually, is a simplex repeater for the PMR bands for the 446. Ready for any eventualities up here in the valley with the Oxton village hall and the village itself. Interesting. More on the next over. M0AUG, the group, GM4JK. GM4JK, the group, M0AUG returning. Yes, fine, that Keith. Interesting all round and final maintenance on the PX Commander. I look forward to hearing the next instalment on the next over there. Over to anybody who's connected through GB7H, actually. They're repeating Huddersfield there, and if you're listening and you want to join in, then please come in now. From GB7H, ex-repeater. But there may be people listening, and Malcolm, if you're listening as well, thank you very much for providing this facility for people in the area up there. Over to you there, Nick, G4IW in the group, M0AUG. Good evening, Nick.
M0AUG in the group from G4IWO. Yes, good evening to you, Jeff, and good evening to everyone else on the net this evening, and to those listening live on YouTube or listening to the recording on YouTube after the event. Thank you for joining us. Just a couple of very quick things. Temperature currently is 3 degrees. It's definitely going to drop tonight. You can see the thermometer's been falling as the afternoon's gone on and the sun's gone up, and we've got very few clouds above us, so it's clearly going to be a cold night, and the gritters are out on the roads in the locality as well. I thought last night was a very nice, rather nostalgic chat, and enjoyable to meet old friends, and also a new one as well, from Ken down in the Mid-Sussex Club. It was really nice for him to join us, and particularly, of course, it gave him the opportunity to wish season's greetings in person to Bob N4X18. So more on the next over, and looking forward to very, very busy time over Christmas here, with family coming to visit, and children and grandchildren are going to be here on Christmas Day, so we're getting ready for that. M0AUG in the group, G4IWO.
M0AUG returning. Yes, fine, that, Nick. It's Christmas is really looming just around the corner, isn't it? I wasn't able to actually join in the group last night. I got too much going on work-wise and everything behind the scenes, but I did listen for quite a while, and it was good to get everybody together there, and I hope everybody enjoyed the evening there. Over to see if you're on with us tonight there, Jim. G4JBA in the group, M0AUG. Nothing heard from Jim. Maybe he's listening again on the YouTube channel. I don't know. Over to Denmark now. Oscar Zulu 1, Juliet Kilo uniform in the group. M0AUG. Good evening, Fraser. Good evening to the group, and nice to hear it. The people who have been on so far, I can see there's 1 or 2 others waiting as well. Not much to really add this end. The rain has stopped for today. At last, we had about 3 days of rain, and it's just gone on and on. Temperature was 10 at lunchtime, it's now down to 4, but we're not going to get a frost. It's going to go no further down than that, but it's going to get a bit windy. And I forgot about last night's gym work. I got busy doing something else, and then when I looked at the clock, I thought, oh, well, it's finished. So it was too late. So that was so apologies for that. Probably been quite interesting, but anyway, not to worry. Okay, back to you, Jeff, and M0AUG, OZ1JKU. OZ1JKU in the group, M0AUG returning. Yes, fine on that, Fraser. Also, Northern Journey now with Mike and Adriana. DL1BJW with DL8 to BDT. Good evening to both of you, and over to you there, Mike, please.
Delta Lima 1 Bravo Juliet Whiskey. Very good evening to all members and friends listening, and also on the people on the YouTube channel there. Nice to meet you all again, and hope everybody is well. Last night's chin work was very nice, very interesting, and it was also very long. I didn't expect that, but it was a very interesting talk, which took us until 1 a.m. local time here, and then we literally fell into the bed. But it was really a very good evening, and I'm very grateful for that. It was nice. Fraser, you could have come into it also at a very late time, as I said, lasting until 1 a.m. Local and also Denmark time. Otherwise, the WX is here similar to the Danish weather, I think. Now it's about 4 degrees centigrade, and at noontime it was about 10 or 11. It should have been 13, but didn't go up so high. And the afternoon was only rain. Now it's dry again, but there are also some gusts of wind, and we're expecting some wind at the weekend. Not quite decided what we'll do. We'll be outside antennas, the infrared half wave, and especially the vertical antenna. But yeah, we'll observe the WX forecast and react then quickly, I think. So much for this. Over, passing the microphone to Delta Lima 8 Bravo Delta. Thank you.
Yeah, this is Delta Lima 8 Bravo Delta Tango for the group. To all of you, and I'm glad to be in the net this evening. And as Mike just said, yesterday was a very, very good and very long meeting. So this was quite well. Yes, today here, as Mike just said, the weather is not so good, so the conditions for doing something outside or walking to the Christmas markets also is not so well. But we are still prepared for Christmas, writing cards to the relatives and so on. So I hand the microphone back to M0 AUG for the book.
DYPT with DL1 BGW in the group M0 AUG returning. Yes, I was sorry I had to cut off from the other group earlier on. It was touch and go that I made it in the first place due to other commitments, work-wise and things like that. And honestly, I was able to stay as long as I could, and then I had to break away. So sorry I missed that. And obviously, I realised it wasn't being recorded either, so no problem at all. Over to you in November, Jeff. Oscar November 8 November in the group. M0 AUG. Good evening, Jeff.
M0 AUG, the group for 8 November. Thank you. Very good evening or very good day, wherever you are, and a very good day to the people on YouTube. And absolutely very interesting evening on Zoom. I was with the one who stay up late until 1 a.m. local time here. So we had quite some interesting discussions. And I was just thinking, I think one of the things that Ken said about this quarter wave, putting the common mode choke after a quarter wave of coax, I was just afterwards thinking about would that be multiplied by the velocity factor, which is in most cases 0.66. That was just a question which came up actually this morning while I was thinking about certain things. Okido. And another thing is that I took part, Saturday I was not at home, but on Sunday I took part in the ARRL 10-meter contest on the SSB. And I must say, I have traveled to workstations. I only worked 17 stations in the morning, some Russians, including some Asiatic Russians, and in the afternoon some stateside, but not as much. I found the signals not that excellent, except of course for the big gun stations, the contest stations. But I really had struggled to work some USA on the Sunday afternoon, so that was a little bit strange. And just a question to everyone: if everyone has any experience with the WSGTX improved version. There seems to be a improved version of WSGTX developed by a German guy in close cooperation with the others who developed the normal version. And that new version seems to have some particularities. For example, you can say, well, I want only see stations from the States, from North America, or I only want to see stations from Oceania. So I think then it has some other nice features, I think. So just wondering if anyone has any experience with that, because I'm curious about that, and I'm waiting to install it. I already downloaded it, but I haven't installed it until now. I didn't have the time either. So some more on the next overs. Mike 0 AUG, the group over 8 November Tango.
November Tango in the group, M0AG Teddy. Yes, fine and that, Jeff. I have no experience on the one that you're asking for, but I hope somebody comes back with that. No, we're probably not going very long on the last time, but it's just one of those things. We're going on holiday on Monday, and there's quite a lot of things to sort out, both personal and business wise. So So I'm not sure Jim G4JBA is listening this evening. If you are, Jim, very welcome. And also Doug, Kilo Foxtrot Zero, Papa Charlie Whiskey in Colorado. And thanks for your greetings, and glad you're able to listen there, Doug. Over to you there, Bob. And 4 X-ray Alpha Tango in the group. M0AG, good evening, Bob.
0 AUG in the group, November 4 X-ray Alpha Tango. First of all, Jeff, I haven't downloaded that new version. I wasn't even aware of it. I don't get on FT8 very often, but I will download it and check it out, as I do use it, especially when I have a hard to get code that's up in FT8. I thought last night get together was very, very nice. I didn't stay until the end. I didn't stay until 1:30 in the morning. But I did enjoy it. And I especially enjoyed not only the conversation about the antennas, but the conversation about the automobiles. I learned to drive in a 1933 Pontiac. And even though it had an electric starter, generally it would work. And didn't have the crank anymore. So we used to jack up the back wheel and put a board in it, and the spokes in the wheel. We would put a board in the spokes and spin the wheel around while someone in the car would hold the clutch down. And I believe we used to use first gear, but I'm not positive. That they would have it in first gear, and when we would get that wheel spinning real fast, they would let the clutch out, and that is how we would start the car. And I always remember that. A very interesting discussion last night, and I'm so happy that I was able to be aboard for it. Today, the weather here right now, it's at its high, about 6 degrees Celsius, and cloudy here. And with that, I'll pass it back to you, Jeff. M0AUG, November 4, X-ray Alpha Tango.
November 4 X-ray Alpha Tango in the group. M0AG returning. Fine on that, Bob, and you just reminded me talking of cars that you had in the early days. When I first learned to drive, which is a long time ago now, I learned to drive in an Austin 12 convertible, which was built in 1936. And I think I was 12 years old at the time. And a friend of mine's father used to have a garage facility with plenty of spare ground. And I and his son both learned to drive. And found out what synchromesh was all about and all the other things using this car on the private land when we were 12 years old. Over to you there, G8KJJ in the group, M0AG, good evening.
G8KJJ, and returning. Yes, okay, Jeff, thanks for that. I'm not going to stay on too long this evening. My wife and I are going to disappear a bit later, but I will listen as long as I can. The WX in Nottingham has been quite pleasant today. We've had 4 degrees Celsius, which is a bit cold, but we've had sun, and that's been very pleasant. 40 meters FTA's been bouncing this evening. Antarctica was on, Vietnam and Tasmania. I did manage to work Vietnam, but I didn't manage to catch Antarctica. And VK7AC, I have worked in previously, but I didn't this evening. But it's been quite active. Been quite interested in that. I've not heard of or used the improved version of WSJTX, but I'll look out for that. It sounds quite interesting. So anyway, I'll pass it back to you, Jeff. And as I say, I'm going to listen for a while, but I'm not going to come back on the next over. M0 AUG of the group, G8KJ.
KJ, in the group M0AG, yeah, fine and well, and thanks for dropping in this evening, and realise that you're going to be listening on the next over, so I won't call you in on the replies from there. So, back to the top of the list. I don't know whether anybody else is going to be listening on the ones who didn't come in the first time. I'll just give them a go and see how far we get with it. So, G0TVB in the group, M0AUG. Are you joining us this evening, Bob? Good. G6LUU in the group, M0AUG. Are you joining us, Alan? CRM in the group. Are you joining us, Chris? Yes, provided them, so I won't call them again as the night goes on now, unless they want to call in. Over to you there, Andrew. M0RL in the group, M0AUG.
M0AUG, the group, M0ROL. Well, yes, good evening, everyone. Now that I think we've already the second time round. Yes, I tuned in for a while, yes, on the Zoom call for about an hour or so. Yeah, it's good to hear all the chats, and I have to say that I picked up the tip about using the press, which I've downloaded, but unfortunately the libraries in Somerset don't support it, so I still have to continue to buy my practical wireless magazine. But anyway, I get some enjoyment out of it, so it's worth paying for it. Well, this week, radio-wise, well, I've been playing around again with DMR and have met and various other support groups, just trying to get the systems set up again, and been out with a handheld with a homemade Yagi, which has a 12 dB gain. Been up in the hills, I managed to hit repeaters from quite some distance away, which is quite good. Unfortunately, the repeaters are actually fairly quiet, so I haven't managed to speak to anyone on it yet. But at least it proves the theory that I can reach the repeaters the other side of Taunton, so it's quite a distance for UHF to reach. So that was good. So I'm going to try and arrange a call with Dave, because he can also reach the repeater from Taunton. But I just need to get up on the hill. The hill behind it, North Hill, is sufficient to get into it. And I've not related to the radios. I've just upgraded my Mac to the latest version and playing around with ChatGPT. It's only I have to change all the languages to English and United States.
M0.
Long. Dave, for an email that you need to send, and yeah, it seems quite good. You can write emails better than I can. HI. So to you, Jeff, M0 AUG in the group, M0 ROL.
M0RO, the group M0AG Tony. A bit of drop out towards the end there, Keith, from my end, but I don't know, it's just me or everybody else, but nothing to spoil it. And I'm fine on here working out on the chat, GP. And yeah, there's so many things coming along at the moment, aren't there, communications, and it's an ever-changing world, this hobby of ours. And fine. If you do speak to Dave in Taunton, just give him our best regards, will you? And we look forward to catching up with him in 2025. I might drop him an email over the holiday as well, if he's not particularly well at the moment. It might just cheer him up on that. So I'll do that over Christmas. Okay, to you, Keith, and GM4. Here's in the group. M0H.
M0 AUG group, GM4JK. So yeah, fine, job things. Yes, talking about learning to drive. I actually did some driving when I was 13 with my sister's car on a private road, but my dad taught me in an Austin A55 Farina body, and the way he taught me clutch control was to stand a matchbox on its end sideways on the dashboard and told me to drive for half an hour without knocking it over. Quite some feat, I'll tell you, but a good way to learn clutch control. Yeah, this little simplex repeater, it's a Shawcom, what is it, an FR-112 simplex record repeater. So basically you've got, you're on the same channel, we've got a little, my next door neighbour's bought it ready to go and install down in the village hall with a couple of Baofeng 888Ss. And you link the radio into this little repeater box and it records what you say and then retransmits it as soon as the carrier is dropped from the transmitting end. It can record up to 120 seconds, and the only proviso that we'll probably put in the notes for the villagers, it's keep it short. But it's interesting that you can also test your path because obviously you can hear the retransmitted signal if you achieve contact to it. So more of that to follow on. I'm thinking of building something like a flower pot antenna for it in a piece of EcoTube or something of that order to put down at the village hall, or make it portable and fix it up in one of the villagers' gardens up near the transmitting mast for Vodafone. There's a Vodafone mast at the top, on the top of the hill at the back of the village, and hopefully we've done tests on 2 meters. Hopefully that might get through, but of course it's still running low power. But that's what we've been playing with. The WSJTX improved. I've been using it for some time as well, and what is a bit disconcerting initially, but I quite like it, is if you call a station and they give you a report and you go back to them and they don't copy that, later on they might come back to you automatically and you go into automatic transmit to continue the conversation. So that happened to me 2 or 3 times. It takes a bit of getting used to, but I do like the improved version for its functionality. So, and it's worth reading the blurb as well on how it works. And the contact into Tasmania, the VK7, I seem to remember on his webpage, he's worked you already in the band. He won't come back to you, so he may have heard you if you worked him before on the same band, but I think his philosophy is that he's trying to give his location to as many people around the world as possible. So, back to you though, Jeff, and Eugene Group from GM4.
GM4 check-in group M0AU telling. All interesting stuff there, Keith, on the Peters and the village on that. And also for the information, the update on the call from Tasmania there. It's worth knowing that because sometimes you go back to somebody, who's on the expedition, and you might have worked with them before, but they might be on a different band or whatever, so you go back again, and sometimes you don't know whether they've either received you or just ignoring you. But there we go. That's the hobby, isn't it? Keep having a go. Over to you then, AG4IWO. I believe I missed quite a bit of information last night, Nick. But sorry, I couldn't say any further than I did. M0AG.
M0AG in the group from G4IWO. Yeah, no problem at all. Obviously, Jeff, about having to move on last night. Obviously, you did miss some. We didn't record it, of course, because I didn't think that was appropriate for just an open microphone night, really. First of all, before I forget, can I just say a big welcome to Doug, Kilo Foxtrot Zero Papa Charlie Whiskey, out in Colorado, who's come up on the chat on YouTube to wish everyone a very good evening from Colorado. And he makes the point that he very much appreciates listening to our net on YouTube. So you're very welcome to join us, Doug. And of course, if you do have a digital radio, Doug, and you can access the reflector X-ray Lima X-ray 305 Delta, you'll be very welcome to join in the net directly. So leave that one with you. Yeah, last night's meeting was very interesting. I particularly enjoyed chatting to Jeff, M0ITZ, and people chipping in with their ideas to improve his antennas at home in a very, very limited and difficult location. And I'm pretty sure he's taken away some very, very good advice that he got from several club members last night. So we wish Jeff good luck with that. And I'm sure if he wants more help, we've got members in the club that will be more than welcome to help him. Just one interesting bit of news from last night was the information of Ken's contact with a French station who is part of a club in France. Their call sign of the radio club is Foxtrot 6 Kilo Juliet Sierra. And the club is away on a day expedition to French Polynesia from the 12th to the 27th of January. And he wanted Ken to email him to try and make sure that he made a contact with Ken. And Ken said he was part of Pennine Ham and he was going to pass the message on to club members. So I'm hoping that we may be able to work Marquesas Islands, part of French Polynesia, between the 12th and the 27th of January. They'll be using the call sign Tango X-Ray 7 November, Tango X-Ray 7 November. Got a very nice QRZ page with information about the radio they've got set up there. Back to you, Jeff. M0AUG in the group, G4IWO.
I don't know. You telling yes, one of that making for the first time this evening for a long time. I'm actually using terminal mode. Usually I use the open spot, but decided to just terminal mode after I try again, and it took me a little while to be honest with you to set it back up again, but there we are. So that's all we're on this evening on the terminal mode, the 705. Over to Denmark now, and back to Fraser. Oscar Zulu 1, Juliet Kilo uniform in the group. M0AUG.
Well, everyone, JKU. Okay, yeah. The group that has been obviously having some nice, interesting evening last night. So, unfortunately, I must have missed a good evening.
Sorry for that. I really didn't look when I came back, so I thought, it's 10 o'clock now and you'll all be finished. But if you went on to 1 o'clock my time, then yeah, it was a good meeting. My DX commander is still on the ground due to the weather. It's on a trestle, but it's just lying in the garden there, getting soaking wet. But hopefully tomorrow we're going to see some sunshine, so maybe I can get it rigged at least, maybe not tuned, but rigged, and be okay. It's going to be a bit chilly tomorrow, but it doesn't matter. And I just noticed as a little aside, the BBC won't play a anti-Starmer record, which is #1 in the downloads for the singles at the moment. Thought the BBC was not meant to be political, but anyway, it obviously is. Anyway, thanks to you, Jeff. OZ1JKU in the group.
JK, yeah, wait, OZ1JK, yeah, the group M0AGC. Yeah, fine with Matt Fraser. And it does sound like a good meeting last night that I missed as well as you did. So I was there for the start of it, but unfortunately couldn't stay on for other circumstances. I go to Northern Germany now. DL1BJW with DL8BCT. Over to you, Mike.
Delta Lima 1 Bravo Juliet Whiskey. First of all, Jeff on 8 November 10 Tango, I'm using the improved version of WSJTX since, I think, 6 or 7 weeks. And I'm very glad about it. I'm very satisfied with its working and operation there. I like it better than the original one because of the improved possibilities and also because of the design. You could say that the design is a little bit different, and I like this better. But I'm not using all possibilities which are listed there in the improved version. But it's nice to have something to fall back on if you sometimes think about it and then to try it out. Well, I can only say favorable things about the improved version. Last weekend was the 10-meter contest, ARRL. So, and we tried something out in the holiday flat at the sea there, which is situated at the first floor and has got a balcony. And we used the KX2 with 10 watts and a hamstick antenna for 10 meters only. And put this on a magnetic mount, and the magnetic mount on top of the balcony railing, which is some kind of metal. And this worked exceptionally well. We didn't expect that. First of all, I tuned in to the radio and saw that it was still setting on 20 meters. And on this frequency I'd used before, there was a station calling in CW. And remember, it was the 10-meter hamstick, but nevertheless, we got a very nice and long CW QSO with Golf Bravo 24, Yankee Oscar Tango Alpha on 20 meters with it. And the signal was very good. Even they received our signal very good. So then we went on to the 10-meter element and CW and had some contacts into Europe. But later in I think it was Saturday, later in the afternoon, we worked Uruguay, several times Argentina, the East Coast, and Canada with it, and also Brazil. And as the last station we heard and actually could work was in SSB, Papa Yankee 2 Kilo Juliet. So that was quite a feature also, because the station's located at Sao Paulo, that is 10,000 kilometers away, and 10 meters as a pea from the handstick. I was absolutely astonished. But it was a very successful afternoon, and I was very glad about that. So far from my side. Passing the microphone to Delta Lima 8 Bravo Delta.
Yeah, this is Delta Lima 8 Bravo Delta Tango. Yes, as Mike just said, we had some experiments with QRP last weekend, and yes, when we turned back from the seaside, I tried here out my USDX with a Rebelcos antenna. And made some tests with CW, and I managed to get a US station on 10 meters with only 76 milliwatts, under 1 watt output. And this was amazing. I was quite astonished what is possible. So QRP and CW seems to be a good match. And yes, I have some projects in the pipeline for building kits and so on. But also the Kanga kit is waiting for to be built. But at the moment, there are so many things here in the family which I have to do that I don't have time and quietness, I don't know, to make this. So I hope this will be projects for next year. So I hand the microphone back to M0 AUG for.
He was the L1BJW group, M0AG returning. Yes, flying that belt for you, Mike and Adriana. I've never actually tried it, the digital mode like FT8 and FT4, although quite a number of people, particularly during those parts of Pennine and also the Oldham Radio Club on John G3SCO, he used it a lot because his antenna restrictions are very much the way he is. He's in a bit of a hollow and don't have an antenna in the roof space there. So John's been using FT8 and FT4 for a number of years, and has got some remarkable results. And he keeps trying to get me into that, but nothing I've tried so far. Maybe 2025, always something new to try. Over to you there, Jeff. Oscar November 8 November Tango in the group. M0AUG.
Okay. M0AUG, the group over 8 November Tango. Quite some breakups on Mike and Adriana and also on you, Jeff. So, and also Mike Zero Error on Andrew's transmission a little bit earlier. Okie doke. A very good evening to Doug in Colorado, and my best wishes, seasonal greetings also, and a Merry Christmas to you there, and to anyone on the huge channel. And radio-wise, well, I was not that lucky as Mike on 10 meters during the weekend, but was on Sunday afternoon. I don't know why that was, but anyway, I struggled to work these SSB stations. I didn't try CW. But during this week, I also had some meteo scatter monitoring actually on 6 meters. I say monitoring because I try to work meteo scatter, and I must say that is quite some frustrating. That's quite a frustrating activity because a QSO could take an average of an hour, more or less than an hour. So that's really, really very frustrating. But anyway, it's nice to see the communication going on 6 meters, and I could see all Europe passing by on 6 meters in the evening, and around 10, 11, 12 o'clock in the evening my time here. Okay, and I was also very happy to work Delta Papa Zero Golf Victor November on 12 meters last week. So that's a nice one. I was chasing for this one for a long time, but I seems to be managed this time. And okay, Keith, very interesting about this simplex repeater. I didn't heard about that, and I didn't know that that was possible. I'm just wondering. I just looked it up quickly. It seems to be some kind of an interface if that could be connected to a 70 centimeter or a 2 meter transceivers or so. I'm not sure. Maybe that's possible. And okay, the memories about the cars, Bob. I really enjoyed that. The stories the talk there yesterday evening on the Zoom. Zoom session. I really good fun. And okay, about the VK7 station, that's absolutely true. He does want to work you only once per band. So no duplicate log entries for the same band or mode will be accepted. So the same band or mode. If you see him on another band or on another mode on that band, he will accept it. So I can understand because he is Tasmania is quite rare actually. So not that much stations around there. Oh, and Mike and Adriana, congratulations on your test there. Very good. And very happy that this hamstick on your balcony is working. This is what I'm doing for years. It's quite successful. Yeah. I really like that. Actually, that's the only way for the moment that I see to be quite operational on HF from my compromised location, so to say, with a compromised antenna system. But the compromised antenna is better than nothing. Okay, no, I put the microphone back to you, Jeff. Mike 0 AUG, do you for an
You can rearrange your today. Yes, well, no, Jeff, and we've all got restrictions in our own ways, but I have no option but to just exist with the ATAS 120 on the mag mounts on the roof of the home. There's no options. I don't have a balcony, and sorry about that. I mean, I know looking at your photographs of your QTH, you do marvelously well with the facilities that you got, Jeff, and all good wishes to you on that one. And you're in a position to try things. You can go from the balconies on one side to the balcony on the other, try different antennas out in the open. You know, I wish I had that facility available. But don't worry, I do enjoy where I get to, and that's what the hobby's all about, isn't it? Over to you there, Bob, and 4XL. Thank you in the group. M0AG.
0AUG in the group, November 4, X-ray Alpha Tango. As Mike pointed out last weekend, there were contests on, and normally on Saturday I would have been in the Royal Navy contest, but in recent years I haven't heard any CW operators from the Royal Navy, although I have all kinds of awards from them in the past. So this year I decided that I would try Marina Falker, Runda, and I did. That didn't pay off for me either, though. I did make a couple of contacts, but the band was just so crowded that I just couldn't do what I normally used to do in the past with the Royal Navy contest or with any of the Navy contests. So heaven forbid, thank goodness that POTA is still around. And with that, I'll try to give you some of my POTA information. I did not make 1700. Someone last week commented that I would, but as of this morning, I only had 1691 new entities. A total of I've heard 4,211 CW contacts with parks, and a total of that was 3,743 of those as of this morning were in CW. It gives you an idea of my operation. This week I was lucky. I did pick up a new DX country. I picked up Netherlands this weekend. So I have one contact now from the Netherlands, which makes me have next to me a total of 17 countries, 16 DX countries, and the United States. So I really can't complain. And it keeps me off the streets and out
Hi. Back to you, Jack. M0AUG with group, November 4, X-ray Alpha Tango. Yeah, there, Bob. We dropped out towards the end. I think you might have busted back to me there. November 4, X-ray Alpha Tango, M0AUG turning. Okay, fine on that, Bob. Let's see how we go the next time round now. Over to you there, Andrew. If you want it to be your finals, then anybody on this round, that's absolutely fine. We'll see where we go from there. M0, ROL in the group, M0AUG.
M0AUG in the group, M0ROL. Yes, I will make it finals. I've run out of radio talk, Jeff. I need to get out over Christmas. We have the father-in-law coming down for a week, which is the biggest incentive to actually get out and with the dog and the radio for hours on end on the hills. So hopefully over Christmas we'll be able to report back a lot more radio activity. And congratulations, Bob. You've done a great job on counter activations. We are not quite so populated with parks and national parks here, but we're getting there slowly. But I must and I can activate. So I will leave it on this one, Jeff. I wish everyone a really happy Christmas and prosperous New Year. I hope Santa Claus bring you all the radios you need. I know that if Dave Penny is listening, he'd probably have a long list of new radios that you'd like to sort of buy and then sell a month or so. He's got them because he realises that the ones he's got are probably just as good. So I will wish you all 73. Look forward to speaking to you all after Christmas. So back to you, Jeff. M0AUG in the group, M0ROL.
M0ROL in the group, M0AUG returning. Okay, Andrew, and thanks for coming on this evening. And yeah, Dave seems to like to buy radios and use them, and then realise that he's got the ones that do just as well. I think he's quite happy with the 7100 at the moment, so we'll see where we go from there. Obviously, we've not got a meeting in Boxing Day, so the next meeting of the D-Star Net will be on Thursday, the 2nd of January. Have a great Christmas and New Year, Andrew. Thank you for all your support during this year, and have a good Christmas with your family and the father-in-law as well. And get out for some walks with the dog, and we look forward to catching up with you in 2025. So cheers for now, M0ROL, M0AUG. Over to you there, Keith, for your finals. GM4JKZ in the group, M0AG. Only finals if you want it to be, Keith. No forcing it.
M0AUG in the group, GM4JKZ. Yeah, fine there. I will make this a final. I've got quite a few things to get sorted out here on the bench as well. I can probably listen in, but one thing I will say before our next round on January the 1st, there is the Startag New Year Tea Contest. That's for Jeff's information. And yeah, just going back to this little simplex repeater. The Baofeng 888S connects into it, so you're actually working through the Baofeng handheld. And what surprised me, I left it in for about 3 or 4 hours while I was doing some range testing locally here, and my battery was still at 100%, so it draws very little current, so that's quite impressive. And we're setting it up because the weather conditions up here, we do get power cuts as well, and you never know what happens in a remote little village, of course. Adriana, 76 milliwatts. I'm impressed. I can't get mine down as low as that, so I might have to think of something different radio-wise for the next year. But certainly not for this Christmas at the moment. But I will drop the little hints, of course. And another thing, Bob, congratulations, 1691. Yes, I thought you'd probably make 1700 based on your estimations, but that's pretty good going, I tell you. Absolutely. So well done on that. Okay, I'll put it back to you there, Jeff. I've got a picture to come over at the end, as usual. So we'll have a Merry Christmas, everybody, and a Happy New Year to you all. M0AUG in the group, PM4JK.
M4JK in the group, M0AJ turning. Yes, fine, on that. And thank you very much indeed for your support during the year on the net and everything else that goes with it. We've had some interesting nets and some interesting contributions from people, so much appreciated. I'll skip over Nick and we'll go over to Fraser in Denmark. Oscar Zulu 1, Juliet Kilo uniform in the group. M0AUG for your final, Fraser.
Yeah, from OZ1JKU. Yeah, good. So I say season's greetings, Christmas greetings to everybody. As I think I'm not just saying the last meeting this year, and I think you'll tell me the date. I expect in a minute, Jeff, when you're starting again. I haven't written it down. Bob, I think I am right in saying that the RN now, the Royal Navy, does not teach Morse, sort of to every radio operator. I think they learn that themselves if they want to. I think in about 1999 or 2000 and something, they stopped actually teaching all the radio operators Morse. So it's only the older ones who are probably still sending. So they're going to get less and less and less. And the Royal Navy Club is getting less and less people in it because they're all dying off, poor things. Yeah, it looks like it's a bit of a downhill slope from the RN. But I might well be wrong. Somebody else might know better than that and say, no, the RN is still teaching Morse. But I'm pretty certain they're not now. Anyway, that's my opinion for two. As I said, Happy Christmas to everybody, good New Year, and catch you in the New Year. Ours is going to be a quiet one at home. Just Sally, my YL, and myself. We'll see for the New Year and around Christmas time. Christmas here is on the 24th. It's the evening of the 24th, which is Christmas here. The 25th, people go out and visit. A bit of a strange thing to get one's head round when I first came over here. Okay, that one JKU. Now clear and back to you, Jeff. M0.
Was that one JKU in the group M0AG returning? Yes, fine on that, Fraser, and thanks for joining the net during the year. Just to confirm, the next digital net is in 2 weeks' time. This is Thursday, the 2nd of January. Thursday, the 2nd of January for the next Pennine digital net. But bear in mind, to everybody, XLX 305D is available to anybody at any time. You don't have to wait for the nets. If you want to have a conversation with somebody, arrange something on XLX 305D and carry on and use it. It's a facility for the club. And as I've said before, it's available 24/7 and 365 days of the year. So thanks for joining us tonight, Fraser, and we'll look forward to catching up with you in 2025. Over to you there, Mike and Adriana, DR1BJW, with AIBT M0AUG. Over to you, Mike.
Delta Lima 1 Bravo Juliet Whiskey for the final. Yes, first of all, thank you very much for hosting the net, Jeff. And greetings all around. Happy Christmas, Merry Christmas, and a Happy New Year to all who are listening there, and also to all who are not listening today, of course. Best wishes all around. And Jeff, best greetings also to Maureen, please, and the other Jeff, 08 November Tango. Best greetings to Anne. Please give that further. So thank you again for this meeting. It was nice and very interesting again. And I'm looking forward to the next time we are meeting. Until then, stay safe, all the very best, and I'll pass the microphone to Delta Lima 8 Bravo Delta. Thank you.
Yeah, this is Delta Lima 8 Bravo Delta Tango. Thank you very much for this nice evening and for your company during the last year. It is always a pleasure to be with you, either in the Zoom meeting or in the digital net, because it's very, very good to be part of it. So I wish you all the best, 73 and 88 from Northern Germany. Merry Christmas and a happy good year. And I look forward to meet you next year or during the next days in the log. I hand the microphone back to M0 AUG for the group.
PGT with DL1 BJW in the group M0 AUG returning. Yes, thank you for your good wishes from both of us. You've been very supportive during what's been a difficult year for us, but thank you very much for your friendship as well. Over to you there, Jeff. Oscar November 8 November Tango, M0 AUG.
M0 AUG, the group. Oh, in 8 November Tango. Okay, first of all, Bob, congratulations on your quota results. Impressive. Really impressive. Very nice. And Mike, Delta Lima 1 Bravo Juliet Whiskey, thank you very much for your information about WSGTX improved style. It's really reassuring. I'm always a little bit hesitating to install anything which is not commonly known. But if I hear that you are using that for 6 weeks, so that's good news. And also, Keith, I will try the RTTY called best from Sartic from the Scandinavian amateur radio teletype group. That is, I think. So I will try that out. And very interesting about that simplex repeater. That's a good solution, I think, especially if you are living remotely. You know, I would say 73s, Jeff, thank you very much for hosting the net. All the very best to you and to Maureen. Give her my best wishes. All the best to everyone. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year to all of you and to all your families. And hope to catch you maybe not on the 2nd of January. I'm not sure about that. We may have some family issues here or some family parties. But anyway, will be probably the week after that on the 9th of January. Anyway, I would say 73s to everyone and all the very best. Mike 0 AUG, the group, over 8 November Tango, and there will be a picture after Keith. 73s.
8 November Tango in the group M0 AUG returning. Yes, fine on that, Jeff, and thank you, and both to you and to Anne for your good wishes and friendship through this difficult year that we've had over here. We're both okay, thank you, and but appreciate all the friendship and support that's been sent our way. Over to you for your finals there, Bob, and for XOT in the group. You aren't off doing well on the posters, Bob. M0 AG. M0 AUG with the group, November 4, X-Ray Alpha Tango. First of all, Merry Christmas to all, and your families, of course, that includes your families, and a very happy and prosperous New Year. I certainly have enjoyed both the digital nets, both the Zooms and this one for the past year, and I appreciate the fact that between Nick and Jeff that I have the opportunity to talk with you fellas so frequently, and then on Wednesdays to even see you. So that is great, and I look forward to another year next year. I hope to be aboard on that second, but as Jeff in Belgium said, it's possible that I won't be, but I'll probably be aboard the following week if at all possible. And thank you very much for running this group, Jeff. I look forward to it. And once again, Merry Christmas to all and Happy New Year to all. And 73 from New Jersey for 2025. November 4 X-ray Alpha Tango in the group M08 returning. Yes, Bob, it's been a privilege to have you on the both the net and the Zoom meeting as well. We've thoroughly enjoyed your company, both on the Zoom meeting and particularly on that. And congratulations to all the quarter results you'll be getting. So, and best wishes to you for Christmas and the New Year, and this applies to everybody who's on the net this evening. And before I ask Nick to close on there, I just want to say thank you to everybody on this group for your friendship and also the friendship and support that we've been receiving here for the difficult year that we've been having. So we're going away for Christmas and New Year as well, and hope to catch you all on the 2nd of January. Over to you, Eric, for your final, please. G4IW in the group, M0AUG.
M0AUG in the group from G4IWO. Yeah, thank you very much, Jeff. Let's start with that, first of all, to thank you for the great work you've done in setting up this net and sharing it each week so well. And your stand-up assistant, Jeff ON8NT, isn't too bad either, is he? Doing a good job stepping in when you haven't been around, Jeff. So congratulations to you. Just a quick comment to Mike and Adriana. If you had contact with GB 2024 YOTA last weekend, they were operating from the RSGB National Radio Centre at Bletchley Park that weekend. So just a nice little bit of history there to have spoken to them while they were in the fabulous shack at the National Radio Centre at Bletchley Park. And yeah, I'm busy trying to get to the bottom of the programme for next year. Just to give you a flavour of who we've got coming back, we've got Steve Nichols, who is chair of the RSGB Propagation Committee, who's going to give us an update on his views and other people's views of Solar Cycle 25, how it's gone, whether we're at the maximum or not, and what we can expect over the next couple of years. We've got a speaker on health and safety for radio hams from the UK, David, who's going to give a talk based on those of us that go out operating portable, just some sensible advice for safety. We've got a talk on someone who's written a review for Radcom of the Zygu X6200, which I think will be interesting. I've got Steve Hartley, G0FUW, chair of the GQRP Club, coming back to talk about where the GQRP Club is at now and QRP operation generally, which I know will be of interest to lots of people. So the only problem I've got at the moment is sorting out the conflicting dates, and that's still work in progress. So I'm hoping we will restart the talks on the 8th of January next year. And one of the people coming back is Anthony K8ZT, who offered to do a beginner's guide to VHF. If you remember, he did a very good series of talks on HF operation, and he's got a similar series of talks on VHF, although I think it will probably just be a two-part series from him. So looking forward to that as well. That'll all be set out both on the website and, of course, in the members' newsletters that I send out. So 73 to everyone. Great. Hope you have a lovely Christmas and a happy New Year. And look forward to catching up with everyone in the new year. And no doubt there'll be a few tales of radios to talk about as well by the time we all get together again. 73s, everyone. Back to you, Jeff. M0AUG in the group, G4IWO. M0AUG in the group, G4IWO.
4IW, I'm 0AUG. You seem to drop out as far as I was concerned after you just mentioned that Anthony and his talk on VHF. Thank you.
I wonder why the microphone didn't come back to me, Jeff. G4IWO returning. Yeah, Anthony offered last year when he came and talked, or earlier this year rather, when he gave the talks on a beginner's guide to operating on HF, he offered to come back and do similar talks for operating on VHF and UHF. And given that Anthony's talks are full of such fabulous information and links, I thought that was definitely worth taking that up. So he's going to come back and do a two-part series on operating on VHF and UHF with all the amazing links and slides that he produces for his talks. So as I said in my final comments, Jeff, I'm just trying to sort through the exact dates, all kinds of reasons why dates I had agreed now can't be done by some people, and I'm just trying to rejiggle it all around. But hopefully we'll be starting again on either January the 8th or January the 15th, but it'll go out in the latest members newsletter and on the website. Back to you, Jeff. M0AUG in the group G4IWO.
4IWO in the group, M0AUG returning. Yes, fine, all on Nick, and it's a shame he just dropped out on them. Yeah, Anthony's lectures are always full of content and, as you say, full of links. And on behalf of the club, can I just thank you for all the work you do in putting all these talks together for everybody's interest and everything else. And I know it's a lot of work to go in there to make sure schedules don't clash and everything else. So best wishes, Nick, to you and your family over Christmas and New Year. And in closing, and before we go over to Keith and Jeff for their pictures, can I thank everybody for joining the event this year, and look forward to welcoming you all again in 2025. Have a great Christmas and New Year, and hopefully we'll see you on the 2nd of January. So, pictures usually come for those of us here on the Icon rigs.